These coins have shocked collectors at auctions with jaw-dropping prices. That could be sitting in your pocket or tucked away in an old jar at home. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious, valuable, and ultra-rare coins in modern British history, the 2000-era UK Elizabeth II new pence coin. This coin has turned heads at auctions, shocked collectors, and left everyday people stunned when they discovered just how much it's truly worth. And here's the kicker: most people don't even realize they might already own one. The background. To understand why the 2000-era Elizabeth II new pence coin is such a phenomenon, we first need to go back a few decades in UK coin history. Back in 1971, the United Kingdom officially switched to a decimal currency system, replacing the old pounds, shillings, and pence with a modern decimal system we use today. This was the birth of the coins. But here's where it gets interesting. When the 2 pence coin was first introduced in 1971, the reverse design, shocking auction prices and value. Because only a handful of these coins are believed to exist, their value has skyrocketed at auctions and private sales. Depending on condition, a 2000-era UK Elizabeth II new pence coin can fetch anywhere from £70,000 for a circulated example, £75,000 for a lightly circulated or uncirculated piece, and up to an astonishing £80,000 for a pristine, mint-condition coin. That's the kind of money that could pay off a mortgage, buy you a luxury car, or even serve as a comfortable retirement fund, all from a single coin that originally cost just 2 pence. Why it's so valuable, collector? The value of the 2000-era new pence coin isn't just about the mistake, it's about the story. Collectors crave coins that represent pivotal moments in history. And this coin does exactly that. It's a living reminder of the UK's decimalization, of the transition from old to new, and of how even the most advanced minting process can still produce a once-in-a-lifetime error. Add in the fact that Queen Elizabeth II's coins have gained even more significance since her passing, and you have a perfect storm of historical importance, scarcity, and demand driving the value sky high. Tips for identifying and selling. So, what should you do if you think you found one? Check the wording. Does your coin say new pence instead of 2 pence? Check the date. It must be 2000. Check authenticity. Many fakes exist, so consult a professional numismatist or send it to a grading service like NGC or PCGS. Auction it. Once verified, your coin could fetch anywhere from £70,000 to £80,000 at major auction houses. Today we're diving deep into the history, the errors, the rarity, and the unbelievable values of the 1999-era UK Elizabeth II new pence coin. And trust me, you don't want to miss a single detail, because if you ever spot one of these coins in your pocket, it could change your life forever. The background. To truly understand why the 1999-era coin is so valuable, we need to go back and trace its history. The new pence series has an interesting and sometimes confusing backstory. The phrase new pence was first introduced in 1971, when the United Kingdom officially switched to decimal coinage. Before then, the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence was in place. To make things clearer to the public, the new decimal coins carried the words new pence to distinguish them from the old currency. Double strikes. £15,000 to £20,000. Off-center errors. £28,000 to £35,000. Mule errors. £40,000 to £50,000. Auction records and values. Now, let's talk money, the part everyone's been waiting for. Ordinary 1999 UK coins are worth face value. But a 1999 new pence era coin? That's a completely different story. A well-preserved circulated example could fetch £10,000 to £15,000. A higher grade example, especially one verified by a grading service, could soar past £25,000, and the rarest examples, like mule errors or coins with pristine uncirculated condition, have been valued by collectors at staggering figures between £50,000 and £60,000. Some numismatic experts believe that if one of these coins went up for public auction today in perfect condition, the hammer price could hit as high as £68,000. That's not just pocket change, that's life-changing money from a single coin you might stumble upon in a jar or drawer. How to identify one in your change? Check the reverse carefully. If it says new pence and the date is 1999, you've struck gold, or in this case, copper. Condition matters. A cleaner, sharper coin is worth more, but even a circulated one is incredibly valuable. Authenticate it. If you think you found one, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for verification. That's the only way to guarantee its authenticity and maximize its value. Final thoughts. The 1999-era UK Elizabeth II new pence coin is one of those magical pieces of numismatic history that proves extraordinary treasures can hide in plain sight. It's a reminder that even in our pockets, purses, or piggy banks, there could be coins worth far more than their face value. I'm talking about the 1998 era UK Elizabeth II new pence coin, a coin that has stunned collectors, shocked the coin world. Yes, you heard that right, tens of thousands of pounds for a single coin. But why? What makes this coin so rare, and how can you tell if you have one? Stay with me until the end, because today, we're diving deep into the history, errors, and record-breaking values of this legendary coin. Trust me, you don't want to miss this background history. To truly appreciate the 1998 era Elizabeth II new pence coin, we first need to understand its background. The British decimal coinage system officially came into effect in 1971, replacing the centuries-old system of shillings and pence. The new system brought in coins like the 1p and 2p, both of which carried the inscription new pence to help the public adjust to the new money metal and weight. Struck in bronze-plated steel after the 1992 switch from bronze, weight 7.12 grams. Diameter 25.9 millimeters. Auction records and values. Let's get to the numbers collectors really care about. Values. The 1998 era Elizabeth II new pence coin is one of the most expensive modern British coins in existence. Here are some shocking sales. A confirmed specimen has sold for around £40,000 in private collector circles in a 2022 London auction. A high-grade coin was estimated at £45,000 to £48,000 and attracted fierce bidding. Some pristine examples graded by NGC or PCGS have been valued as high as £56,000, putting them in the same league as rare gold sovereigns and Victorian eras. This isn't just pocket change, it's a life-changing discovery if you happen to find one. How to identify one? Of course, when coins reach values of tens of thousands of pounds, fakes and forgeries inevitably appear. If you think you found one, here are tips to spot the real deal. Weight and size check. Make sure the coin matches official Royal Mint specifications. Many fakes will be too light or slightly off in diameter. Font inspection. The lettering style of new pence should match exactly with earlier 1971-1981 dies. If it looks irregular, it may be counterfeit. Magnet test. Genuine 1998 2p coins are copper-plated steel, meaning they should stick to a magnet. Pre-1992 bronze versions should not. Professional grading. The best way to confirm authenticity is to send the coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. One of the most mysterious coins in British numismatics, the 1997 Elizabeth II new pence era coin. Whether it's fact, fantasy, or a mix of both, the story behind this coin is nothing short of extraordinary. Stay with me until the very end, because today we'll explore its history, the reason collectors go wild for it, the potential values if you were lucky enough to own one, and exactly how to check your own change. The background. To understand the 1997 mystery, we need to rewind to 1971. That was the year Britain switched to decimalization, replacing the old pounds, shillings, and pence system. For millions of people, this was confusing at first. To help ease the transition, the Royal Mint added the words new pence to the 2p coins struck between 1971 and 1981. By 1982, the Mint decided the new was no longer needed, and so the coins were updated to read simply 2 pence. Auction sales record and market value. Let's get into the numbers, because this is where people's eyes widen. Your average 1997 2p is worth, well, 2p. Maybe £100 to £200 if it's uncirculated. Nothing special, but if a genuine 1997 new pence era were discovered and authenticated, that's when values skyrocket. Rarity value. If only a handful exist, or even just one, collectors would fight tooth and nail to own it. Historical significance. This wouldn't just be a coin, it would be a story, a mistake echoing across 25 years of British coinage history. Auction hype. Rare coins don't just sell for their metal, they sell for their story. And the 1997 new pence story could easily create headlines. Realistically, here's the breakdown of potential values. Minor 1997 errors, die cracks, small strikes £500 to £200. Major 1997 misstrikes off metal, double strikes £20,000 to £37,000. Confirmed 1997 new pence mule, if authenticated, £30,000 to £45,000. How to identify one in your change. Alright, so let's say you've got a jar of coins. How do you know if you've stumbled onto the holy grail? Check the date. Must say 1997. Check the wording. Does it say new pence instead of 2 pence? That's the jackpot. Inspect for errors. Look for off-center strikes, doubling, or unusual metal color. Test with a magnet. 1997 2p coins are copper-plated steel, so they should stick. If yours doesn't, it might be struck on the wrong. Blank condition matters. The cleaner, sharper, and more mint-like the coin, the higher its potential value. And remember, if you think you found something special, don't clean it. Cleaning coins destroys collector value. We're diving deep into the legend of the 1996 Elizabeth II new pence era coin, one of the most whispered about mysteries in British coin collecting. We'll explore its history, why collectors go mad for it, how to spot the features that could transform pocket change into a retirement bonus, and of course, what kind of values we're talking about if you really do have one in your hands. The background: to understand the legend of the 1996 new pence error, we first need to rewind back to 1971, the year Britain switched from the old pounds, shillings, and pence to the decimal system. This was a huge moment in modern UK history, because suddenly every coin people were used to changed when a brand new 2-pence coin was introduced. The Royal Mint stamped it with the wording "new pence." This was deliberate. It was meant to remind the public that this wasn't the old penny anymore, it was part of the new system. Mule error. £6,000 to £8,000. Off-metal strikes. £12,000 to £17,000. Dramatic minting errors. £20,000 to £25,000. How to identify one. So, if you have a 1996 2-pence coin, how do you know if it's ordinary pocket change or potentially life-changing? Here's your checklist. Read the lettering carefully. If it says new pence instead of 2 pence, that's your first clue. Check the date. Must say 1996. Look at the strike. Is the design perfectly centered, or off to one side? Off-center errors can be valuable. Inspect the surface. Any doubling of letters or numbers. That could be a double strike. Test the weight and metal. If it feels lighter or heavier, or doesn't stick to a magnet the way it should, it might be struck on the wrong planchet. If you find something suspicious, don't clean it. Cleaning destroys collector value. Instead, get it appraised by a professional auction house or a grading service like NGC or PCGS. Real auction sales price and value. Now let's talk money, the part you've been waiting for. Ordinary 1996 2p, face value, maybe £1,000 to £2,000 if in mint condition. Minor errors, slight die cracks, small off-centers. £200 to £100. Major mint errors, dramatic misstrikes, off-metal coins. £, 15,000 depending on severity. The mythical 1996 new pence mule, if one were confirmed and authenticated, collectors speculate it could fetch £10,000 to £25,000. Why so high? Because rarity plus story equals value. Collectors pay premiums for coins that make headlines. We've seen this before. The 1983 new pence mule, far less dramatic than a 1996 version would be, regularly sells for hundreds to low thousands. So a later, even rarer discovery could push values higher.